One rumor that a single customer might buy someone else's chip wiped $115 billion of Nvidia in a single day. Hi everyone, my name is Raja Jamwal, and today we find out who is owning the AI stack. You type a question, 1 second later, you get an answer that did not exist anywhere before you asked. But something has to pay for that second, and the bill is itemized. 6 layers, every one of them a separate industry, every one of them somebody's business model. Nvidia's names appear on exactly one of these lines. Google's name appear on all 6. Layer 1 is the model. Training it is the bill you have to choose. How much of the data, how many chips, and how long. Inference is different. Your users write that bill one prompt at a time. Every extra token of reasoning, every tool call, every sub-agent is a memory bandwidth somebody is paying for. Which means success is the expensive part. Google's model now handles 22 billion tokens every minute. Layer 2 is the chip. And this is the layer everybody argues about. A GPU is a general purpose machine. A big fraction of its silicon exists to decide what to do next. The schedulers, the cache, and the branch logic within it. A TPU throws most of that away. Nothing serves a frontier model alone. The unit is not a chip, it is a pod. 4 chips to a board, 8 boards to a group, 32 groups to a pod, and 1152 chips behaving like one machine. Hold that together with 19 terabits per second between chips and mirrors and actual optical switches that steer light around a dead link. Layer 4 is the building, and this is where the AI race actually stalls. Not chips, megawatts, power, meter, and pipes that moves heat out of a rack fast enough. Google is on its 4th generation of liquid cooling and spent $45 billion on infrastructure in a single quarter. Some of those electricity contracts run to 2054. Power bills for the data center that don't even exist yet. Layer 5 is the network. Private fiber and cables Google paid to sync across the ocean floor. And layer 6 is one the people forget, the demand. Search, YouTube, Android, and Chrome, billion users, distribution channel that you cannot buy at any price. That is how the Gemini app reached 950 million people without ever installing or fighting an installation war. Now, here is the part which actually matters, and it is an engineering argument, not a stock argument. When you own every layer, you can co-design them. The model is shaped to fit the chip. The chip is shaped around how that model reads the memory, and the wins do not add up, they multiply. 80% better performance per dollar in one generation, twice the performance per watt. So the cost of serving a token collapses and the bill goes up anyways. That is G1's paradox. Make something cheaper and people find 10 new reasons to use it. Capital spending guidance for this year was around $200 billion. Free cash flows last year was negative $5.9 billion. That's the first negative cash flow quarter since Alphabet went public. For 10 years, the TPU was Google's private weapon. You could rent it, you could not have it. That changed this quarter. Google started shipping TPU systems into the other company's data center. Anthropic has committed to as many as million of them. Meta has been in talks to put them in its own buildings. Now, the honest part, Nvidia still ships something like 9 out of every 10 data center AI chips. CUDA has 4 million developers and 15 years of head start. And Nvidia's reply to all of this was blunt. It says it's a generation ahead of the industry, and the 8T and the 8i do not actually arrive until late 2027. So this is not a coronation, it is the first real crack in the monopoly. Here is the takeaway, and it is older than AI. Best of breed wins while you're small, because every layer is somebody else's problem. At scale, it inverts. Every scene between two vendors is a tax, and you pay it on every single token. Forget Nvidia was never a claim about a chip. It is a claim about the unit of competition. And it just moved from the chip to the whole stack.